Hey everybody, here we have a client's computer in for repair. Not exactly sure what's going on with it yet. I know the C drive needs to be looked at because it's not being detected, but that's a different story. Today I'm going to be talking about Windows 10. Yes, another Windows 10 video, and we're not even running Windows 10 on this machine. What could I possibly be talking about regards to Windows 10? Yes, there is a Get Windows 10 app there. Yes, it wasn't too long ago that I posted a video of me actually trying out Windows 10 on Mid-Tower Deluxe. So, for those of you who say, oh, you haven't tried it, you need to try Windows 10. Yes, I tried it, and it's a freaking downgrade from Windows 7. You're missing out on many features. Sorry, if you like Windows 10, I'm sorry, but it's true. No Windows Media Center, no Windows games are included by default. Some features like libraries are depreciated, among other things. But this computer doesn't have Windows 10 installed. And I know dang well for sure that this client has not requested Windows 10. They like Windows 7. Nothing wrong with Windows 7. And I can tell you for sure they have not requested it. Because when I tap that little Windows 10 icon, which by the way, update KB3035583 installs that piece of nagware. How to get Windows 10 for free? You know, it tells you the computer is compatible, but you know the person has not reserved the free upgrade. Well, free downgrade really is. It's not an upgrade. They have not reserved it at all. Now, explain to me, which I already know the answer to this. Explain to me why this person's computer. This file is a hidden folder, roughly let's see. Oh yeah, look how big that is. Yeah, nice. Let's see. Let keep showing, let keep going. A nice whopping about 5 gigabytes of size. This hidden Windows BT folder. Look at this. These are the setup files for Windows 10. I could burn these to a DVD and install Windows 10 on a machine right now if I wanted to. This person doesn't want Windows 10. They have no business needing these files. Yeah, Microsoft's excuse for this is, this update KB3035583 is going to enable our existing devices to prepare to accept Windows 10 someday. Yeah, screw the customer. Irregardless of whether they actually want Windows 10 or not, we're going to push it to their computer anyway. Now, I've actually heard some unconfirmed stories of it actually installing to the computer. So anyways, generally the way it used to work is you clicked reserve your free upgrade, and then it downloaded Windows 10 to your computer. That's the way it should be. It shouldn't be we're going to push it. It shouldn't be we're going to push Windows 10 to every Windows 7 computer on the universe, whether they want to upgrade to Windows 10 or not. Microsoft, yeah, even when you offer it for free, I don't want Windows 10. Lots of people don't want Windows 10. I'm sorry, we don't want Windows 10. We want Windows 7. Sorry, it's too bad. Quit pushing it to computers without the customer's permission. You don't own their internet connection. Do you pay their bill? No. Then why do you push software to their computer using their internet connection? What if the client has a meter connection? What if they're using mobile broadband to get their internet service and they have a data cap of about 4 gigabytes? Congratulations, you just maxed out their data for the month and they got a nice overage on their bill. Thank you, Microsoft. We really appreciate that. I mean, seriously, this is ridiculous. I mean, pushing software to machines without the client's permission is bad enough. I mean, in Windows 10, this is a good reason why I don't want a Windows 10 on my computer. I don't like the fact that you just push Windows updates to my machine without my permission. The only two options you have for Windows Update are automatic and scheduled restart. It's more or less automatic and automatic. There is no such thing as let me choose what updates to install, or let me choose when to install them. It's just automatic or scheduled restart. Two automatics. I don't like that. So Microsoft, as I stated, you don't pay the customer's internet bill. They may have a data cap. I personally don't care to have files I don't authorize being pushed over my internet connection. Seriously, it's dumb. Now, let's say if this is a low-end, like let's say a netbook or something. Well, netbook usually has a decent hard drive, but let's say it's Let's say you have a Windows 8.1 tablet with, 32 or 64 gigabytes of storage. Let's say you're running a little tight on storage. Guess what? You just now lost 5 more gigabytes of your storage space because Microsoft wanted to go ahead and do a little courtesy and push Windows 10 installer files to your computer without your permission. Isn't that nice? So Microsoft, you need to get your act together. Remember, you don't own the client's computer. You don't own it. You don't pay their internet bill. Quit doing this crap. Quit pushing Windows 10 to computers that may never even get it installed. You're just wasting 5 gigabytes of people's hard drives. Seriously, stop! Well, okay, everybody. I just mentioned in the video how there was some unconfirmed cases of Windows 10 actually trying to install itself to existing Windows 7 or Windows 8.1 machines. Well, actually changed that to confirmed. I confirmed that Windows 10 was literally trying to install itself to a machine today. You might remember my neighbors, Mary and Steve. They were featured in the video at the Time War Cable AAA disaster. There's a Toshiba laptop I was over looking at because the battery was having issues, and I noticed that when I looked in Windows Update, I saw restart your computer now to begin Windows 10 installation. Yes, I simply went there to check for some other updates, and even though they never consented to having Windows 10 installed, it downloaded to their computer and changed the Windows Update settings to push the Windows 10 installer to the push Windows 10 to the machine without permission whatsoever. Mary and Steve, they don't want Windows 10; they prefer Windows 7. They don't like having stuff altered or changed. But yet, this NAGWare update KB3035583 downloads and installs, puts the little Windows 10 icon in the little corner, and they, Mary was mentioning about how many times that little icon was popping up ads in the right corner of the screen saying, "Get Windows 10. Windows 10 is free for a year. Upgrade to Windows 10 now." All this mess. And they kept closing out, and they were getting sick of it. And all of a sudden, I go in there today, as I mentioned, to check on the computer's battery because it wasn't charging. And just for heck of it, I was looking at some settings on the computer, and first thing I saw was that little Get Windows 10 icon in their notifications bar. Yeah, that's great. Basically I uninstalled the update and then rebooted the machine, and then went into Windows Update, and sure enough, Windows Update said Windows 10 is ready to be installed. Restart your computer now to begin installation. Yes, that's exactly what it said. Prior to uninstalling the update and deleting the files, had I not went ahead and deleted the Windows 10 files that were downloaded to the machine, had I clicked Restart Now, Windows 10 installation would have began. And just to better phrase that, if you go into Windows Update and you see where it says install updates, or you're restart the complete update installation, Windows 10 pretty much kicked update to the side and said, okay, restart to install Windows 10. Microsoft, as I mentioned, you don't own the customer's computer, you don't pay their internet bill, you don't own their connection. How is it your right to be pushing software to their machine and trying to install it without their permission? Not everybody wants Windows 10 on their machines. I personally don't care for it, and it's getting to the point where I don't like it. It's getting to the point where I hate it more than Windows 8. Even though Windows 10, the user interface is an improvement over Windows 8, the fact that you're selling away the customer's privacy. You're logging their searches, you're logging what they type, you're pushing updates mandatory to them. You're using their computers as Windows Update service for other Windows 10 computers. Just so many reasons. They all pile up as to why I don't want Windows 10, and I don't suggest anybody get it. It's just I'm pretty dang serious about this. I had high hopes for Windows 10, but this is getting absolutely ridiculous. It's getting way too far out of hand. It's getting to the point where I'd like to see Microsoft get a nice fat lawsuit over this, because seriously, this is the customer's computer. It does not belong to Microsoft Corporation. They didn't buy the computer. They don't pay the internet bill. How is it their right to be pushing software to the machine? Yes, Windows updates are one thing. Yes, security patches and things like that's one thing. But when you're trying to push a whole new operating system to the customer's computer without any sort of permission or notification whatsoever, that is I'd say legal grounds for a lawsuit. Microsoft, you need to get your act together, is all I can say. Oh, another thing I meant to mention in the first video clip was, those files that got downloaded to the customer's machine without their knowledge or permission? Those files, not only did they take up a crap load of space, several files within that folder, the permissions, the way the files were written, the permissions and the owner were set to Trusted Installer. It's a service that runs in the background, and you can set permissions to user accounts, to services, things like that. So basically, when the user tries to delete these files, they'll get a nice, lovely error message saying that, file permissions access denied, and it will say you do not have permission to delete these files. Yeah, telling the user of their computer they don't have permission to delete those files. Yeah, that's absolutely just lovely. So anyways, I have information posted to the Q Computer Company Facebook page. Wrote up a nice little article about, the Get Windows 10 thing, Get Windows 10 thingy, and how to deal with it. How to get rid of the files it downloads and other things. I'll post a link to the description on how to access that. But yeah, it just burns me up how Microsoft is just, how they're pushing Windows 10 to machines without customers' permission. They're using their internet connection to download a 5 gigabyte file. Now, to many techies out there who have blazing fast internet with no data caps, 5 gigabytes may seem like nothing. But let's say you're a grandmother who has let's say a DSL connection that's limited and has a data cap, or better yet, let's say if you're in a rural area and you're relying on mobile broadband from like Verizon or somewhere like that, mobile data. You know how caps are on that. They're ridiculously small. Let's say for example, okay, this file itself is 5 gigabytes. Let's say somebody has a 10 gigabyte data plan and they've already used about 6 gigabytes for the month. It's nearing the end of the month, and KB3035083 decides to automatically download this update. These Windows installation files to the computer without the permission of the user or knowledge, and they get a nice hefty bill in the mail that has with Verizon. It could be in mail or online. They say they get notified of some serious data overages and have to pay big time. How would you feel if that happened to you? You say Microsoft, they don't care. I mean, they're billionaires. They could care less. It's not their internet connection. It's not their computer, so they could care less. And this is where I think it becomes sort of a legal issue. The fact that they are just pushing software. Now, this is different than security patches and fixes like that. This is a whole operating system installer. This is practically downloading a Windows 7 DVD on your internet connection. Pretty big file, and it's ridiculous for the fact that it's taking up the space on a person's computer without their their knowledge. But let's say after a year's up, considering that the free Windows 10 upgrade offer is only available for the first year, what good is these files on this person's computer going to be after a year? What good are they going to be? They're going to be useless. And it's funny, Microsoft's disclaimer, their excuse on this automatic pushing of files to the machine is to prepare compatible devices to get ready for Windows 10. But what if the person doesn't want Windows 10? Have you ever thought of that? What if they don't want to upgrade? Update to Windows 10. What good is these files being on a computer for if they don't want it? And seriously, if you're going to be pushing, you're taking advantage of people that don't know much about computers. All it takes is a few clicks and bam, you're heading that direction. You're getting Windows 10. It's ridiculous. You're taking advantage of people that don't know much about computers. You're using their internet connection. You're causing people to get charged for data overages and this all sorts of crap. And this is where it becomes a legal issue. I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft gets sued over this. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody starts a petition toward Microsoft to pull this update and stop this misbehavior. Yes, this mischief. They need to stop it. It's ridiculous. So anyways, enough ranting here, but seriously, you could probably understand why I'm a bit upset about this. And, you know, I had high hopes for Windows 10 initially. Thought it was going to be, you know, it is better than Windows 8.1 in some ways. Minus the privacy thing and the lack of freedom with Windows updates. I initially had hopes in it. Maybe they would bring Windows Media Center back. They would, you know, use all the good stuff about Windows 8 and all the good stuff about Windows 7 all in one operating system. Apparently, they had to screw it up with the mandatory updates, the literally pushing it to machines that don't, you know, pushing it to Windows 7 and Windows 8 computers that don't, you know, with owners that don't want the upgrade. Just things like that. It's absolutely ridiculous. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.